Do you miss doing drugs in Skyrim? Doing that good old moonsugar with an Argonian? Well, today, I'm gonna talk to you about the drugs that you probably don't know about in Skyrim. Now, if you've played Skyrim, you know that there's not a lot of drugs there, right? We basically only have skooma and that's it, because Todd Howard is a bitch. So I've pulled together the all-inclusive list from all the other countries surrounding Skyrim to create a complete Tamriel guide to drugs. And Skyrim doesn't have a lot of these drugs. It basically only has skooma. So I have to pull from the list of drugs in the other countries in Tamriel, and it's safe to assume that they would probably be added if Todd Howard wasn't a bitch. So I think it counts. Sleeping tree sap. The item description says that you'll feel as strong as a cave troll, but as slow as a drunken horker. Either that, or it has a upper and a psychedelic component to it that kind of makes your vision go purple and makes everything go really slow. So it could just be that the psychedelic just really feels like it slows down time, even though it doesn't. Giant armpit fungus is a drug that we hear from a fella in Dawnguard. He said that it kept him high for days, but it just wasn't as good as skooma. And that leads us to kind of think that this has some sort of opioid property to it, like it kind of is like that, but not super strong. But we don't really know for sure because the only guy who does know is this fella, and once again, he's dead, so would not try that one, no. Hyssop is a drug that we see in Oblivion, and we know that it has some sort of psychedelic properties, but it also has this weird effect that it brings out like the deepest, darkest fears of the individual and probably makes them sort of, angry and murderous. It seems like the only psychedelic hallucinations that this drug will give you is of turning your friendly people or, just nice, innocent people into like enemies that you think are attacking you, and then you're gonna go kill them all, which probably this would not be the right kind of drug to smoke while you're going on a family walk, like the cousin walk at Thanksgiving. It's, unless you don't like your family. I am good off that. No thank you. Green mode is a drug that when you take it, it makes you more personable, it makes you more outward and more extroverted, and it makes you a whole lot more energetic. The only thing is you're actually weaker and way less coordinated than you actually think you are. It's pretty safe to say that this is like the cocaine of the Elder Scrolls. I'll take one right here. Bug smoke is a drug that the Bosmer smoke because they're legally not allowed to ingest or smoke any sort of plant matter. So this is kind of their substitute for smoking tobacco. And it's really unclear as to whether this drug actually has some sort of effect like smoking weed or smoking anything else, or if it's basically just smoking tobacco and you're kind of just doing it for the drawl of it. And it's basically just a bunch of like fucking dead caterpillars and like hide and the crunchy shit, like the exoskeleton just like packed in there, and then they just smoke it down. I'm not touching that shit. I'm not smoking it unless it's for a Bosmer goth mommy. That is the only way I'm smoking this shit. And you know what? If she asked me to, I'm smoking the hell out of it. I am chiefing that bad boy. And when it comes back in rotation from the other Bosmer, would not, that's gross. Doril is one of the most wild drugs that we will talk about. There are these moon adder, which are these venomous snakes, and it just absolutely kills anyone that it comes in contact with. But when that poison from their fangs gets into the bloodstream of an Argonian, their blood actually neutralizes the poison and turns it into a drug. So the crazy bastards actually just drink the poison straight and they get high. It's said that when they're high off the moon adder venom, that they can see sounds, that they can hear taste, and that they can smell sights. And it's also said that it unfolds in stages, sort of something like acid, and each stage of the drug, like a Quaalude or something, is just so totally different from the last, and so they love this shit. But if you are anyone that is not an Argonian and you ingest some of this, or the snake bites you, you are completely done for. You don't have that agent in your blood, and you'll just die immediately, like almost like super quick death, like you're done. Would not try that one, no. Then we have Feldu, which is a powerful upper drug, but it's also like extremely addictive. Feldu is this bright green poop that when you eat it, it gives you this immediate just rush of euphoria, and it makes you stronger, faster, and smarter. Everything about your life is better, and you just have this massive euphoria. But that high only lasts a few minutes until you're actually dumber, weaker, and slower than you originally were. And on top of that, you have this crippling withdrawal that sets in within minutes after your high is gone. And over enough time and usage, it starts to deform your facial features and just change you to be, totally different. And you're also in this constant perpetual cycle, and it makes you as angry as Ralph Stonefist. I mean, you're pissed all the time. Or was it Rolling Stone? You know what I'm talking about, the dark elf guy. And the only way to reverse the effects of this drug and undo your addiction, aside from death, is to drink from the chalice of reversal. And sure enough, on brand for him, Shigoreth stole that shit. He stole that shit. He's not gonna let anybody else drink from that. Isn't that like insane? That dude was like, oh yeah, is this the only way that you can get off drugs? I have it now. That fucking guy, dude, that guy. Would probably try, yeah. If I had that thing that guy stole, I'd probably try it, yeah. Golden Panacea is this drug that when you ingest it, it makes your organs shine super brightly and commences a cleanse, which basically revolves around this constant cycle of you puking your guts out around the clock while you have the most like insane euphoria that you've ever had in your life. It sounds like it sucks. I don't know. Would not try. Hag's breath, which is the breath of a hag. It's basically Viagra or a honey pack. It's an aphrodisiac. Kinda wild. Joy Snow is a drug that is harvested from the blowholes of whales. And when you ingest it, it basically makes you so happy and filled with ecstasy that you forget about anything and everything. You forget your own name or what you're doing. You're just purely enjoying the time and how good everything feels. And even the guys that go and they harvest the drug from the blowholes of these whales and they get some on them, it basically makes them go completely just nuts and giggling and laughing and having such a great time that they forget the work that they were even there to do. And then they have to wait till the drug wears off to suddenly remember, oh shit, I'm here to actually do a job. Would try, yeah, I would give that one a shot, yep. And finally, the GOAT drug in all of Tamriel, skooma. We got regular skooma, we got double stilled, we got Balmora blue. I got black, I got white, what you want?